I'm back with another banging video. Welcome to the channel. This video, it has to be done, man. For real. It has to be done. I gotta do it. I want to talk about, let's say, 5 things that has affected me with this current administration. And I'm not specifically saying affected me personally. Well, yes and no, because my mental is going crazy when it comes to the nefarious things that are taking place with the Trump administration. And in my opinion, this video, there's a list of things. I'm going to give 5, but I'm pretty sure there's so many more that you guys post in the comment section. What else do you think Trump has done to damage the American people? And not the 1% of the American people. Not the 1% of the millionaires and billionaires, because they're okay. They're going to be fine regardless of what takes place. If there's a recession, a depression, they're going to be good. They're going to be fine. So this is not going to go from top to bottom, but I do ask for you to stick to the end. And then also I like for you to post a comment, because we need more people getting the message out in regards to this Trump administration and the things that they're doing to affect the American people negatively. And if you are a person that thinks that he's doing a great job, then you're part of that cult. You've been red pilled. So without further ado, the first thing I want to talk about is the over 400,000 government people that have been either let's say they got a, I can't even find the words. Let's say they were terminated. However, they got their $30,000 to try to find something else, but they're no longer going to be working for the government. Or those individuals that were, let's say, laid off or sent on leave with pay. And then those other people that were just terminated under 2 or 3 different categories. They were a DEI hire, or affirmative action, or they had a terrible work performance that Elon Musk said in regards to some of the individuals that were terminated. So we have people that are losing or have lost their jobs from the government in the past 2 months. It is increasing day in and day out. March alone was the highest recorded month of any year of terminations. It was like 205% increase of terminations, more than any other president. Now, mind you, Trump said, I have done more than any other president in history. I have done more. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You have terminated more people that worked part of the government in any other president in American history. You have basically destroyed people's lives because they don't have a source of income coming in, more than any other president in American history. So that's the first thing that we talk about. People are losing their jobs, not only from the government sector, but they're losing their jobs in other sectors as well. They're losing their jobs in manufacturing. They're losing their jobs in warehousing work. They're losing their jobs in the healthcare industry that is not part of the government. We have people in law firms losing their jobs. We have many individuals that are losing their jobs that do not work, that are not part of the government. Yeah, I know the unemployment ticked up by like 0.1% from 4.1 to 4.2, but I personally don't believe those numbers right now, because of so many people that have been terminated from jobs or have been sent on leave, or they had to retire early. So that's not making America great again. Number 2 thing that I want to talk about in this video, before I do that, I do ask for you to subscribe. I am a person just like Tabitha Speaks Politics, Jesse Dollamore, one of my favorite guys, Kyle Kalinske, another one of my favorite guys, Josiah from Pondering Politics, David Patman, Brian Talib Cohen, Coach D Speaks, Tennessee Brando, The Midas Touch, of course, Park Rose, Rashad Ritchie. I am one of those individuals that is using my platform to inform people, to air out my frustrations and my opinions in regards to this corrupt administration. The number two thing that I also want to talk about is this whole DEI and removal of, African history or African American history, Indian history, Jewish history, when it comes to what we have contributed, not only within, fighting for our rights, but also fighting for or serving in the military, where you have the Trump administration just trying to whitewash everything, like black people, Indian people, and Asian people, Jewish people, Italian people didn't take a part in building America, or Latino people having a part in building America. And yet we have people that say, hey, this is making the white children upset because they have to hear about slavery. That's part of our history. That's part of where America is today when it comes to just learning about history, regardless on what makes a person upset or not. If you are an individual that's upset, then you really probably are a bigot when it comes to it, because I don't mind learning about history, especially American history, when it comes to the wars that we fought in. Not me personally, but my ancestors or my friends' ancestors have fought in wars like the World War II and World War I. But when we have an administration, we have a Secretary of Defense like Pete Hegseth, that they just want to do away with African American history, men's, LGBTQ history that served in the military. They're firing generals. They're firing people that's part of the military because they said something that they didn't like. How is this America if we're not free? If we don't have the free speech to, push against specific things that this administration claims that, we just need everybody to follow in suit, just like the Trump administration does. So that's the second thing when it comes to it. The third thing that I want to talk about is how we have these, my opinion, these crimes taking place with individuals being kidnapped because they are a migrant, because they were here on asylum, or because they were here with a protective order status from another country. And we're taking them and we're sending them to concentration camps. And, Governor Greg Abbott in Texas and the governor of Louisiana, I don't know his name, they celebrated like that. What kind of hatred is that? White man alone did not build this country. It was the blood, sweat, and tears of people who are part of that minority class. The boogeyman, that's what it is. The boogeyman. These are all criminals. The last time I checked from the Bulwark, one of my guys, Tim Miller from the Bulwark, said that it was practically a study confirmed that 75% of the individuals that are in El Salvador, over in the concentration camp in El Salvador, were not part of Trinidad Aragua, or part of a criminal gang, or have committed any particular crimes that would cause for us to send them over there. And it wasn't me that sent them over there. That was the Trump administration that sent them over there. We're committing crimes where college students cannot use their free speech, their voice, to air out their concerns with what's taking place in Israel with the Israelis and the Palestinians. They cannot push against that because Marco Rubio will remove their visas and go and try to get the Gestapo out there to pick them up, put them in a vehicle, and ship them off somewhere else. This country is becoming more of a dictatorship than it is a democracy. Free speech is no longer free speech if you talk about or against the Trump administration and Donald Trump himself, or Elon Musk, or mess with the Teslas. This is a very sad thing, to where our allies, people that would come and travel to America, come to Florida, go to Texas, go to California, they're not even coming here because they could be deported somewhere that they're not supposed to be at because they said something that Trump didn't like. Oh my goodness, get him out of here. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is the lies. I mean, from top to bottom, we get so many lies and so many inaccuracies with the Trump administration. Let's talk about Doge, fraud, waste, and abuse. Where are the individuals that are sat in front of a judge and tried for the fraud? The waste and abuse that they talk about, that Elon Musk and his 19 and 24-year-olds that's making six figures are finding, is false. A lot of these things they're making mistakes on. You can fudge up numbers. You can say, hey, hell, we found $8 billion today and didn't find anything. Zilch, zero. But they can say it. And the people that are part of the cult are listening to it like, oh, yes, they found 8 trillion or $8 billion of our money. I want that check. You're not getting a check. You're not getting a check because it's nothing but a lie. Just like the social media platforms, just like the news platforms. I wouldn't even call them news for some of them, and you know who they are. It's nothing but, I cannot believe anything when it comes to it. That's why I follow independent media. That's why I use resources. That's why I don't listen to and watch the news, because a lot of times they got their money in the pot with Trump administration and Trump anyways. So they won't give 110% pushback. They might give 20% pushback and then praise everything else that he's doing, where he's wrecking lives. He's ruining the people's lives, their livelihood. And the last thing that I want to follow up on is this whole situation that took place with the stock market. With the stock going down so bad, people losing their retirement, they have to come out of retirement. They don't even know if they can retire now because they had invested in the stock market. And when Trump imposed the tariffs and said, we're going to tariff everything, even inhabited islands that is nothing but, happy feet there, penguins. Imposing tariffs on places that I'd never heard of before, like the Penguin Island, McDonald's something, I don't know what it is. And then the stock market going right to shit. And then he gets on the platform, Truth Social. Oh, now's the time to buy. And guess who was able to buy? Like a Charles Schwab. The millionaires and billionaires that invested, and then they became billions of dollars richer. Hundreds of millions of dollars richer. Where the average Joe, they're broke now. They're poor. They can't even afford their mortgage now. They have to figure out how to work, and they're 70 years old or they're 65 years old getting ready to retire, and they can't now. Let me know in the comment section anything extra that you can add to Trump not making America great again, but destroying America and the democracy and the very being that we are. Let me know in the comment section, because I could really go on. I can go on for several days about what Trump is doing to destroy America and not what he's doing to help America. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Peace and love.
It's not selfish at all. I have confidence. It's not selfish at all.